Scruggs, if you have a question for Juice, please use the raise hand feature. I'll call on you to unmute and you can ask Juice your question. Rich Garcella, go ahead.
Hey, Juice. Good morning, and how are you today?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Juice, how would you compare the way you guys played up front against Minnesota to how you played against Michigan? What kind of steps did you take during practice to improve there?
Definitely, after a loss like that, you have to look at yourself as a player in the mirror and figure out what went wrong, And as a whole, we just came in that week of practice and just put our head down and worked. We knew that we had to get better. We knew we had some things to work on, so we just put our head down and went to work. And I would say the whole team had that mindset, and we would just focus on bouncing back after a loss like that.
Tyler Donahue.
Good morning, Juice. I hope you're well today. We saw some moving parts for you guys on the offensive line on Saturday night, guys going to the sideline, some guys stepping up to different spots. How do you think your group handled that, having to mix and match a little bit during those 4 quarters?
Yeah, I definitely think we were ready for everything. Guys that don't normally play as much were definitely prepared. Like Bryce Effner, he's a huge player for us on the O-line. Could put him basically anywhere. And he just came in, he stepped up, and he knew what to do wherever he was put, right tackle, right guard. Like, he knew what he was doing. And then like the young guys like Venga, he was just ready to go. That was like his second game playing, I think. And he went in and you couldn't even really tell a difference that there wasn't a starter out there, that was a true freshman. So I just think guys just having that mindset, and just you could tell like young guys are starting to learn how to prepare, and they're preparing like a starter, even though they're not, they don't start. It's a good thing to see for sure.
Dan Hope.
Hey, Juice, when you watch Ohio State's defense on film this year, what stands out as different to you than maybe what you've seen in past years?
I wouldn't say different. I would say it's usually the Ohio State defense, fast, and they play aggressive, they play fast, they come off the ball. And I really just think it's not so much about them, it's about us. We have to go out there and play how we play and execute how we're supposed to execute. And I think everything will take care of itself.
Daniel Gallen.
Morning, Juice. You mentioned Vanga earlier. How have you seen him come along this year to put himself into this position? And I guess where would you say he is from where he was in August to now, and how has he been able to get there?
Yeah, he came in quite polished, to be honest, as a true freshman. And he's just got better and better and better. And you can see he takes, like, as a freshman, I'll be honest, me as a freshman, he's way ahead of me. He just takes everything so serious, and you could tell like he's like actually preparing like a starter, like I said. And he just comes in, he asks questions, like if he doesn't know something. He sits like 2 seats away from me in the meeting rooms, and whenever he has a question, he's not afraid to ask. He wants to learn, he wants to get better, and he's going to be a great player for us for sure.
Ron Snyder.
You're from Ohio, just like me. So what does this game mean to you in finding a way to finally beat Ohio State? What does that mean to you, being from Ashtabula? Don't bring the snow here, though.
Is Juice frozen for everybody else? Okay. Sorry about that. We'll see if we can get him back here. Zoom just crashed over there at the stadium. They're trying to bring it back up. Apologies. All right, Juice, you got us?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, all right. Ron, what was that question again? See here. Ron, go ahead.
You're from Ohio like me, so what does it mean, to find a way to finally beat Ohio State this year? What are you hearing from your friends back home about this game, and what are you saying to them?
Yeah, I definitely get a hassle from the guys back home, but it's really just not even thinking about it like that. Just thinking about it as another game, taking it that 1-0 approach and just really blocking out that noise, Don't let the Ohio, like all that stuff get to me. Like I know how big this game is, but for me, it's really just focuses in on the detail and the game plan and just really being locked in and just treating it as another game because that's all it is at the end of the day.
Donnie Collins?
Juice, do you guys, it seemed like you guys got into tempo pretty quick on Saturday and were really unstoppable once you did. How important is it for you guys to be able to play at the tempo you want to play? And what are some of the things that kind of lead you guys to be able to do that?
Really, it's just Coach Yurcich. Coach Yurcich is a great offensive coordinator, and whenever he wants to go tempo, he does. So we're ready for it. But really, we just got to be able to be balanced. If we want to go tempo, beat them with that. But if we want to just slow it down and play real football, just big on big, we got to be able to do that too. So I really think having both of those will help us in the long run.
Andrew Clay?
Hey, Juice. So one of the things Tig had said after Michigan was talking about how the moment was really big and he thought some players maybe just weren't quite there for the moment. This is the next big moment. This is Ohio State. This is a top 5 team. Is there anything you learned from how players handled the road trip to Michigan that you think will help you guys prepare for this one?
Yeah, we definitely we got a lot of young guys on the team, a lot of guys that necessarily are playing a bigger role than they ever played here at Penn State. And I definitely think that was a big challenge for them, as they got their feet wet, they get the experience. But now I think like coming into this game, they know what to expect now. Like I think they're ready. I think I wouldn't say they didn't prepare for the moment correctly, but I just think now they know like, hey, like there's nothing to play with. Like you got to come out, got to be ready to fight.
Tyler Donahue?
Yeah, Juice, we've gotten to see Keziah Izzard in game action this month, but last month he was working against you guys on the offensive line. What did you gain from working against the guy who started all those games last year on the scout team? And how do you think it was able to prepare him for getting back into Big Ten play?
Yeah, definitely. Keziah having him back is a huge plus for our defense. Him just when he was on D squad, his mindset, you could just tell like he definitely didn't want to be over there, but like he never like complained or anything. He just came out every day and worked, and it got me better, got the O-line better for sure, and it definitely got him better, because he was treating it like he was getting ready for a game in weeks that he wasn't playing, and I really think that helped, and it's showing because he's starting to, like PJ said, he's starting to get back to himself.
Joe Smeltzer?
Hey, Juice. So the only time that you guys have played Ohio State at Beaver Stadium in front of a full crowd was in 2018 when you were a freshman. That had to have been thrilling for you, right? Being in that environment as a true freshman, but then obviously the result of the game wasn't what you wanted. So what do you remember from that night, being that there were a lot of highs and a lot of lows at the same time?
Yeah, I definitely remember that was a crazy first game against Ohio State to be here. I remember, if I believe correctly, we were up in the fourth quarter. I think scores might be off. I think it was 27-14. And we ended up losing that game. I think 28-27, something like that, close game. And it was just, definitely a heartbreaker, but, it was definitely a good learning experience, to learn. You got to find a way to win. You got to find a way to finish games no matter what. You can't take guys lightly. You have to finish. You have to finish them. You got to put the what's the word I'm looking for? Finish the game, while it's in your hands. You can't just think because, we're up, like no matter how much time left, that the game's over. The game's never over till that whistle blows. So that definitely was a good learning experience for me personally. And it was definitely a cool moment because that was my first whiteout too. So yeah, looking back, it was a cool moment, but I'm ready to play in it this time.
Few more questions for Juice. Rich Scarcella.
Juice, with Coach Franklin preaching the 1-0 mantra, is it possible to have momentum from a previous week? And do you feel like you guys have momentum after the performance against Minnesota?
Yeah, it's definitely possible for any college football, NFL, like any sport. You definitely have momentum going in from last week if you played good. And I definitely think we got momentum because we bounced back from a tough loss. And the way our offense played in the second half, that's who we are, And I just think I guess you could call it momentum, but I just think we know what we're capable of doing, and we showed it. So now, we got to do it. So at the end of the day, we just got to come out and be ready to play.
Final question for Juice. Colin Gay.
Hey, Juice. Ohio State has a lot of shows a lot of pressure up front, uses a lot of different guys on its defensive line. What have you guys seen from Ohio State's defensive line, and how do you guys prepare for kind of a group that continuously kind of brings more different options up front for you guys to face?
Yeah, they have a good defensive line coach, and you could tell they're coached very well. Very disciplined. They come off the ball, they know what they're doing and they do it well. So it's a matter of us, coming out ready to play and just being on the same page as the offensive line, playing as one and playing for each other. And we do that, we'll be okay.
Juice, really appreciate the time and good luck on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Everyone, please stay on the call as Sean Clifford will be coming up next.